So as it turns out, I never remembered to record an intro, so I went thrifting again, and I thought I'd take you along with me as I look through the Valley Village boutique near me, as well as I have a couple other things that I thrifted that I didn't film that I'll show you in this video as well. And so I'm headed back to the Valley Village boutique to see what I can find. So first up, I love going through the shirt section. I'm still on the lookout for a classic white linen button-up. So I'm flicking through all these. I really like the shade of like this goldeny yellow color, and I like stripes, but I feel like with the mix of different size stripes, it's just not as classic, so I decided to pass on that. I think this was a silk top I was touching. And as always, I'm looking for linen, cotton, and silk shirts. This one was actually really close to what I was looking for, but I really want one that buttons all the way down. That way there's just like increased versatility for wearing it open as a jacket or tying it around. So I decided to pass. This shirt was silk, and I have been meaning to find more like patterned silk shirts, but it was also so sheer that I knew I'd have to layer something underneath, and I just don't want to have to deal with that. I think like these were linen or cotton, but they weren't in the cut that I wanted. I just kind of want like a classic button-up style. I do like a mock neck sweater. And I've been kind of wanting to add another pair of pants to my closet. These caught my eye because they have a nice herringbone print and they felt like a high quality material, but there was no tag for me to check. These are really cool because it said made in Vancouver, and I think they were made out of wool as well. And so I decided to take a look at that. This was a really cute Urban Outfitters dress with tags, but the green was a little bit too bright. This pink silk dressing gown was actually really pretty, and I decided to see if there's something I could work with it. And I found these pair of brown boots, so I was actually looking for a pair of brown ankle boots. They're on the list that I'm trying to stick to, so I decided I would try these on since they're exactly what I was looking for and made out of leather. This sweater was left behind in the dresses section next to a mirror, so I think someone might have left it there after they tried it on, which is why they say always to go down every aisle, even if it's not something that you're looking for. So I'm trying it on. I did try to talk in some of these clips, but I realized the background noise was really loud. But yeah, I like the way it fit. Obviously, it wasn't ideal trying it on with kind of a bulky turtleneck underneath. Not one of the tips I'd recommend, but I thought it would fit really well without it. And also, it was the softest thing ever. I think this might have been another like cashmere sweater that I picked up, but I felt like the fit was a little bit awkward even without wearing the turtleneck underneath, and the sleeves were kind of an awkward length. So this dressing gown, I kind of have wanted to be fancy and wear a silk dressing gown, but realistically I'm too cold for that. So I was wondering like maybe I could make it into a wrap dress because it was a size large, but I do feel like there wasn't quite enough material to make it like convincingly like it was meant to be that way and not just a dressing gown that I was trying to work with. And these pants seemed cool. I think I was caught up because they were made in Vancouver, but they didn't have pockets, and I want a bit of a darker terracotta. These pants, I was concerned that they might be a little bit short on me, but I like that they had pockets. And here are the boots that I'm trying on. They actually fit really well, and I was just kind of debating if I thought the scuffing was a little too far gone or if I shouldn't try and make it work. And this silk dress, it's from Club Monaco. I actually came across it in another thrift store before, and I actually have tried it on, but just like the style of it was kind of interesting, and I don't really have any fancy events. And this belt was really tempting. I actually have been really on the lookout for a brown like croc effect belt for a different texture, but it was way too small for me. I thought this wallet was cute, and it had a cute horse bit logo and was leather, and it had never been used, but I don't really tend to use bigger wallets. This camel scarf, I'm pretty sure is made of cashmere because I bought one just like it, and I picked it up because it was $5 and I forgot to include it in the haul. All right, and now for the haul. So as you see in the footage, I went to the Valley Village boutique and I picked up a couple things. I wasn't really meant to, but somehow every time I look, I find things that I just can't turn away from. So yeah. And the first thing I got was this pair of pants. And now it looks to be vintage to me. I think the tag's been cut out from what brand it was originally from, but there's a little tag in here that either says 9 or 6. And I feel like that size, with what the size actually is, doesn't really match up. So yeah, but anyways, I got these pair of pants. I like that they had a really like fine like herringbone kind of plaid print to them, which is something that I've been looking for, and I feel like these add a little bit of interest to my whole pants section because most of my pants are just like plain. But yeah, so I like how these have a bit of print to them and they have pockets, which is very important because the other pair I was checking out didn't have any pockets, and I just feel like that just makes it a little bit more annoying. But they do feel like they're made out of wool or some sort of wool blend. There isn't a materials tag on this either, but I will be hand washing it because I don't know what it's made of. But yeah, these fit really cute. They're a little bit short on the leg than I probably would like, which is kind of funny because the last pair of jeans that I found that were too short, I didn't end up keeping, but I feel like these are like just long enough that I can get away with. So I got these, and yeah, so I will be trying them on with everything so you can see how it all fits. And the second thing I got was this sweater. Now it has like somebody's name stickered on top of the actual label. So thanks Joan Fair for this sweater, but I saw it hanging. I don't know if you saw it in the footage, but someone was like trying on clothes next to this mirror and the sweater was hanging there, and I couldn't tell like if it was her discard pile or the clothes that she was actually trying on to keep. I thought I'd just keep an eye out on it because even from a distance this looked like a really soft sweater made out of good material. So when she eventually left the mirror, the sweater was still left behind there. So I'm not actually sure if she brought it there or not, or if it's just already hanging there from someone else. But I went over and I touched it, and oh my gosh, it's like the softest thing ever. I don't think like I can describe truly how soft it is, but it's really fluffy and it's a really soft, fine knit. And then when I actually look closer at the label, I realized that like the person's name is covering up the actual brand, which is Club Monaco, which is actually, like I think I mentioned before, my favorite brand to thrift because I think they do really high quality basics that I probably wouldn't be paying full price for. Oh, and I forgot to mention the best part. This sweater is still currently available on Club Monaco for like just under $400, which I think is crazy because I got this sweater for $15, and this is why I thrift. But if I find them, you better believe I'm gonna pick it up. And this sweater feels so luxurious. So I checked the materials tag, and it's a blend of 80% cashmere, which I don't know if you know, but I am always looking out for a good cashmere sweater because they're so soft and delightful. And 20% silk, because I'm always looking out for silk blouses. So I feel like this is probably like the most like luxurious combination I've ever come across. And that's why it gives it that like super soft feel. Like I know some cashmeres, depending on the quality and whatever, they might not feel as soft as some other ones, but this one's like there's not even the slightest itchiness to it. And I just, when I touched it, I was like, ooh, like, and I tried it on and it fit. I was like, I've got to pick this up. And I like that it's like a nice light gray with a window pane pattern on it, which is like a nice neutral. So like the material is like not like, it's really plush as well. I don't know if you can see, it's like quite thick because some cashmere sweaters, especially the more affordable ones, are quite thin to save on like the expensive material. But this one feels like really buttery and cozy. I actually have another sweater from them. It's like a navy cashmere Club Monaco sweater that I also thrifted, and that's actually been like my favorite go-to sweater because it's just so cozy. So when I found another one, I was like, I think I'm gonna have to get it. And it makes me really happy because I've actually passed up on another cashmere Club Monaco sweater that I think was a little bit too small just by looking at it, but it was a really like nice thick cashmere, but it also was like a really like cold looking gray sweater, like a dark gray. And I just was like, I know that's not really my colors and I won't really want to wear it, but I was like really caught up in what it was made of. So I'm glad I held out and I got this, and it was only like $15, and I'm pretty sure I had a coupon that day, so it was like maybe like closer to 10 or 11. So I thought that was crazy. It's super soft and I am obsessed with it. The last thing I bought that day was this pair of boots. Now I was like debating this in the store a lot, like umming and ahhing, because if you look closely, like the toes are a little bit scuffed. I think just because of the design, the way the leather like sticks out over the sole. But I've been actually looking for a brown pair of ankle boots for a while, because I realized like I have like 2 pair of like black ankle boots, because I feel like everyone's like, oh, but black's like the classic color that goes with everything. But like I actually like mixing a bit of brown into my outfits because I like the warmth that it adds. And I'm like, why do I have 2 black ones but I don't have a brown pair? So I was looking out for one to kind of mix up my outfits and give it a different vibe, because I feel like if you just switch out the shoes for a different color, it kind of gives it a different feel. Anyways, so I ended up picking these up because I think they're only like $10 or $11. So I figured like even if I take them to a cobbler, they might be able to repair that. Even now, like I've actually just conditioned it with some leather conditioner and they look a lot better. They just look a little scuffed because I just re-wore them again. But yeah, I like that they give a bit of height, and also they're from Dolce Vita, which I wasn't like super familiar with, but I was looking at the shoes online and like all their boots are like $200. And these are also 100% leather, which is why I decided to get them in the end, because I like the way leather wears over time over to like synthetic leathers. So those are the 3 pieces that I picked up from the Valley Village boutique. I was really excited to find them, and I had to do some whittling down in the cart because I actually found so much good stuff there. I know some people have said that like that Goodwill boutiques are like overpriced, and there are some items there that like I am questionable about the pricing. Like some of them are like for the same thing are way more, like I don't know, $40 for that cashmere sweater I saw last time, whereas like this time this like cashmere Club Monaco sweater was like 15, although maybe because like the sticker was over it they didn't notice. I don't know what it is, but I do feel like they do curate a better selection so that you do have like less to sift through and more good things. Like the ratio of good things to like not so high quality clothes is higher, and you can still get really good deals. So I myself am a fan. Yeah, so those are 3 things I picked up. And then more recently I stopped by the Salvation Army just for a really quick trip, so that's why I didn't film anything. But I've been looking for like a taller little vase or jar, because I've been doing a lot of oil painting and I actually got some longer paintbrushes that kind of stick out a little oddly from where I have them now. So what I've been using now for my paintbrushes was this little like, it's a vintage like stoneware French mustard pot. Like this is how they like sold mustard back in the day, which I just think is so cute. And I really liked the way it looked, and I kind of wanted like another one just for like, because I've gotten so many brushes and things just to hold them a bit better. But also I was looking for one that was a bit bigger. So I found this guy. I actually found the back of it first, and then I just picked it up and was like, oh, this is kind of like an interestingly shaped vase. And when I turned it around and when I Googled what it said, I realized like this is also another vintage French mustard pot jar or whatever. And I actually got it at the same store that I got the other one at, except like a year or 2 years after. And this was like $1.99. So I thought that was such a good find, and it holds my taller brushes perfectly. And it kind of like matches that they're like both in vintage French mustard pots. But yeah, so I've been really excited to have that on my desk, and I think it's really cute. I like that it's like a nice beigey tone, and I was like kind of debating it for a while in the store, and I'm like, I don't know why I'm debating it when it's like exactly what I've been looking for. Just making sure that everything I bring in is something that like I really want and have a space for. But yeah, I was really excited about that. And when I was looking at some of my favorite like vintage shops on Instagram, they actually were selling these for like way more, and I was like, wait, I found this for $2 and it's like the exact same thing, like the same name and everything. I'll insert a photo. I don't know, that just makes me feel happy. And the next thing I picked up was this little ashtray. It's from like a hotel in Rome. And I just thought it was really pretty because it's ceramic and it has a little flower that's painted in the middle. This one was $3, but I had actually seen this one when I went into that shop like a few weeks prior. And I was kind of like, okay, I love a trinket dish. Like it's one of my like weaknesses, but I was kind of like, I don't really necessarily have a place to put it because I already have enough trinket dishes. But when I was still thinking about it, I was kind of like, oh, well, like, you know, I didn't need it, but like if it's still there, we'll see. And somehow when I came in, it was still there on the shelves. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna pick it up, and I'm actually really obsessed with it. And shortly after I picked it up, I was watching this reel that was like things to thrift, and one of them was like vintage hotel ashtrays. And I was like, that just like kind of reaffirmed my decision to buy this. I don't know. But what I have been using it for is actually like setting paintbrushes on it when I'm painting because it kind of like fits in nicely, though it doesn't like hold that many. Or I've been putting my like palette knives and resting them on top. But also I've been putting like a little bar of soap and using it to like hold my soap while I wash my brushes off. Anyways, whatever. I just thought it was really sweet and cute, and I'm glad it was still there when I went to go pick it up. Oh, also I feel like I've been talking about like the art that I'm like creating a bit, and I thought I'd just show you a sneak peek of some of the things I've been working on. So for example, I found this frame, I think it was for $1 or something. And it originally had this in it, and it was behind glass, and the frame was like this, like I love a cream, but this was like a weird like yellowy like type of cream that wasn't that cute and was quite nicked. So I painted it with a base paint of a mix of brown and red acrylic to give it a bit more depth, and spray painted some gold on top. And it just popped out the frame. Now the painting isn't fully dry, so I haven't like cut it to size or anything yet. But like instead of like this weird photo that with like weird matting on it, I'm gonna have like this cute little like abstract art piece that I did, and just pop it inside. And I think that like it's a cool mix between like the gold and like more abstract work that I've been doing. So yeah, so it's kind of what I've been doing with some of my frames. Another one I've worked on recently, I had this frame which had some like weird like print that was in it, and I just took out the glass and the print. And then this is a painting. It's also still very wet. I just taped it to the back of a card to stabilize it, but like, isn't that gonna be so cute? I don't know if you'd see, is this aligned? But yeah, so those are just some of the things that I've been doing. So the reason I got into oil painting is I actually really enjoy having like original oil paintings, but like, although you can find them in the thrift stores, I don't come across them that often, and especially ones that I actually like what's in them. So I've decided to like just learn how to do it myself. I actually had the oil paints for a long time, and I decided to dive into it and see if I could actually learn how to do it and make some art for myself. But yeah, so that's how I've gotten into it, and it's been a lot of fun. You'll have seen in my last video that I painted this little hummingbird guy. I just thought that was really sweet, and a lot nicer than the art that was originally in. I might do some more content on that, like if you'd like to see that as well. And that concludes my little haul. I think it was short and sweet, but I'm really happy with everything I found. I've definitely been trying to be more mindful about everything that I bring in and make sure that it has a place in my home or closet. I will be coming out with a video on thrifting tips soon, as well as we did a little road trip to the Kootenays and did some thrifting along the way. So I will be working on editing that as well. I actually have like such a backlog of videos that I filmed and haven't edited yet. But if there's anything you'd like to see, please let me know. Yeah, so subscribe if you'd like to see those, and give this video a like if you enjoyed. Thanks.
I'm gonna tell you that